The purpose of this video is to help demonstrate how secondary research could help paint a picture of a brand. The data collected through secondary research can help paint a picture or tell a story to help direct our research. Due to how inexpensive it is when compared to primary research, secondary research can save us precious hours and money before digging into surveys and focus groups and so on. I chose Patagonia mainly because I've been impressed by their brand, simple branding, and commitment to a social cause. I also wanted to learn more about why they are more profitable than their key competitors. I started by looking at their website. In the About Us section, it states, Patagonia is a designer of outdoor clothing and gear for the silent sports, climbing, surfing, and so on. They're on a mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Their values also talk about a minimalist lifestyle and re-stress their emphasis on their fight to help the overall environmental health of our planet. This is all fantastic, but can it help sell? Some research indicated that most people find environmentally friendly or recycle this or recycle that to be a nice bonus, but that it's not a major factor when making decisions. So I wanted to dig into the target market to see what portion of the population contribute to the majority of their sales. We know that all sorts of people buy from Patagonia, so we need to apply Pareto's rule, which essentially is assuming that 20% of your target audience typically contributes to 80% of your sales. And with the help of CustomerProfile.com and Investopedia, I found that Patagonia's most profitable market consists of males between the ages of 25 and 50 who are married, educated, and earn somewhere between $40,000 and $70,000 per year. They like nature, they like outdoor activities, sports, and clothing. They love the environment. They don't like to be flashy, and they prefer streetwear. These were good finds, and of course, they help us get the consumer insight side of the story. But to get the brand insights, I thought I'd study the competitors and how Patagonia compares from a customer's perspective. North Face and Mermet were the most prominent competitors, so I started collecting insights to learn how much each of them make per year. I was shocked to find that Patagonia sells more than their competitors combined. I knew Patagonia was successful, but I didn't know they were that far ahead of their competitors. My first thought was to go to Amazon to see how much comparable products sell for and how people review them. I chose 3 items that an article suggested were among the most popular products. The first one, the backpack, Patagonia sold well over its 2 competitors, an average 4 stars, a full star lower than North Face and a half a star lower than Mermet. In the second product, Patagonia averaged higher in reviews by half a star and sold for a significantly higher price. The third product had a similar story. So on average, Patagonia is about 40 to 60% higher in terms of price, and they average a slightly lower star rating in terms of reviews. I knew I needed to keep digging because what I'm seeing isn't adding up. Why would the more expensive company that averaged a lower review rating make so much more money than its competitors? So I looked at reviews from Google, Facebook, Glassdoor, and I found advantages like quality, environmental awareness, long-lasting, and sustainability-oriented manufacturing to be some of the most common strengths. Disadvantages included price, style, customer service, loyalty incentives, and durability. Looking at Google's shopping trends in the same time frame showed North Face in the lead, with both North Face and Patagonia trending up around the end of the year. Since I still didn't have any answers that made any sense to me at least, I decided to take a look at how frequently each brand name is searched for in Google. Neil Patel has a tool called Ubersuggest that acts like a reverse search engine, essentially telling you how frequently a keyword is being entered into a search engine per month. As you can see, Patagonia and North Face are almost identical and well ahead of Mermet. So far, we can tell that Patagonia is more expensive, average in terms of quality when compared to the two competitors, not actively shopped for online, and searched for just as frequently. We still don't have any research that would indicate why the company is so far ahead of its competitors in terms of sales. So I needed to dig deeper. I found Google's news trends around the same time frame and saw that Patagonia was clearly leading in way of mentions. Social mention also suggested that Patagonia is the strongest in terms of overall sentiment, and their tweets are most frequently getting retweeted. Since this gives us a little more insight into customer advocacy, I decided to further analyze the brand from the perspective of Jason Cieslak's 3 pillars of a good purpose. What do you do better than everyone else? What is your moral imperative? And how do you make money? Their purpose was clearly stated on their website, and of course emphasized their commitment to preserving the environment. Perhaps Patagonia learned that loyalty among fashion brands is typically temporary. Competing on features may not help, but sharing a deep-rooted purpose with your customers gives them a better shot at earning customer advocacy. What do they do better? Technically, not much. That said, according to articles in GQ and Quora, North Face fights to position itself as a lifestyle brand. Mermet as an outdoor brand. Patagonia, however, is the easygoing brand that leaves the tiniest footprint. Their moral imperative is also very clear. Best product with tiniest footprint. Clearly, they are making money, as we discovered earlier. An article on Forbes estimated Patagonia's founder's net worth at $1 billion. So how do they communicate that? A Naked Brand segment talked about their transparency in the Footprint Chronicles, where they tell the customers the good and the bad that goes into manufacturing items. Realistically, the majority of customers don't have a point of reference and don't understand how that compares to anyone else. But seeing this transparency will likely signal that they are tracking waste and doing their best to improve their production. Their social media presence looks pretty amateur, but it's very committed to their purpose. This is another social media post, this one from Instagram. In an ad, they suggested to customers not to buy a certain jacket and encouraged them to reduce, repair, and reuse their clothes. In a magazine spread, they featured an invitation to an evening with their surf ambassador who helped them clear plastic from the sea. In the 2018 Outdoor Retailer Conference, Patagonia's booth was about the size of both their competitors combined, a signal of their dominance to the retailers who will likely be responsible for a large chunk of their sales. Their nonprofit organization, 1% for the Planet, boasted a history of Patagonia's contributions, totaling around $78 million between the years of 1970 and 2016. When people are searching for Patagonia, they're asking about how Patagonia started, how Patagonia got its name, questions that you'd ask a potential friend or partner. The results aren't very surprising, considering Patagonia's emphasis on the story rather than the features. According to RightTag.com, hashtag Patagonia is retweeted an average of 13 times, whereas hashtag North Face or hashtag Mermet aren't being shared at all. Patagonia's investment in their story worked. They relentlessly persisted in communicating the same message that they were able to create an army of loyal brand ambassadors who have embraced Patagonia as an extension of their own identities. The sales, of course, followed. Interbrand, one of the world's most reliable websites on brand equity, stated that through purpose they have seen brands created and grow in less time than ever before. They mentioned Patagonia specifically as an example of a brand well represented by their employees and customers. I hope you enjoyed this video. The level of accuracy and reliability of the sources in the research may vary, but the idea is that by having enough information to understand the story, I may have a much more defined approach towards my primary research, which will help me complete the story and increase my confidence in the results. Spending a few hours gathering data requires persistence and resilience, but it could prove to save you so much time and so much money and help get you set up for a stronger research report.